Good morning, guys. Just wrapped up a little 5K this morning. It's just after 5 o'clock. I got up at 4:30 this morning. Got out here about 4:40. I put in a quick little 5K. First mile was like 8:08. Second was a 7:48. And then my third mile was a 7:30 to finish it off. The reason I'm up so early today is because I picked up a side job this week, and I'll probably be pulling some long hours on it. So I know after working a 12 or 13 hour day, the last thing I'm going to want to do is come home and put in a run, especially anything with some effort. So I was going to split up my runs this week, do like 2 miles in the morning, and then come home, go to work, go do the side job after work, and then come home and do like 2 more miles at night. That way I didn't have to stay up so late after work getting in like a 4 or 5 mile run, and I don't have to wake up super early to do like 5 or 6 miles in the morning. So my plan was to split them up, but I wanted to do some speed work this morning, get the legs moving. I haven't even had time to get my morning poop yet. But let me see here. At 5:11. So here's some good work before the sun comes up, and we'll see how the rest of the week plays out. I ended up putting in 12 miles Sunday. Today is now Tuesday, so a little 5K Tuesday. Not sure about tomorrow, and then I don't know. I know that I'll hit 20 miles this week, so that's good. Should get over 20. But I gotta go home and take a shower and start getting ready for work. So catch you guys later. Going for a little afternoon run today. Going for 4 miles today. Goal pace of sub 9 minute. First one was 8:29. Second mile I just hit was 8:26. So we're sitting at 17 minutes. So as long as I can hold this pace, we'll be good. But I'm gonna get back to focusing on the run. All right, boys. 4 miles at average pace of 8:28. That is probably a PR 4 mile run for me. 4 miles has never been a distance that I try to go out and run and set a PR on. 4 miles is usually just to kind of go out and clock them in run. Just go out there, punch the time clock and get it over with. But today I was like, you know what, I shouldn't be running at 9 or 10 minute paces, so let's step it up a little bit today. Like I said, goal pace was sub 9. So my splits were 8:29, 8:26, 8:26, and then my fourth one was a little slower. I think 8:29 or 8:30 again. Average heart rate was 163. So, really not pushing that hard at all. We'll talk injuries and how the body's feeling for a minute. When I get out here on the run, I feel phenomenal. I feel like I'm getting faster every run. Like I feel really strong, really smooth, and running is just feeling better and better. As for the left foot with the plantar fasciitis, hasn't really bothered me at all like the past 2 weeks. Kind of been a no factor sort of deal. I did feel it getting tight on this run. But this right here, it is Thursday. This puts me at 19 miles for the week. So I've been sitting at 20 or 21 the last 2 weeks. I hit 12 miles this Sunday, and 10 of those were on like sidewalks and blacktop pavement running, which I'm not as big a fan of, but did put in 10 miles on the pavement. And woke up Monday and my lower back was a little tight. I had a lower back injury a few years ago lifting weights. I believe I had, herniated a disc in my back. And occasionally that flares up. So had some back pain Monday, took Monday off because Monday is the typical rest day for me. And then, don't be turning in here. Okay. And then Tuesday I woke up at like 4:30 and put in a pretty hard effort 5K. Average pace was like 7:48 for a 5K Tuesday morning. And then dealt with, some more back pain Tuesday. Probably not the best idea to go out and run fast on a sore back. And then yesterday, I ended up taking yesterday off from lifting too, Wednesday. Didn't run at all Wednesday, didn't lift Wednesday, but I did come home last night and, split a bunch of firewood. And so the lower back had got some blood in it from, bending down and moving pieces of wood. And I do want to add that I hit a squat session Tuesday as well. Took 225 for like a 4x5 or a 5x5, maybe some sets of 6 or 8. Did some sled pushes and some sled pulls. My legs are actually really sore today. So took Wednesday off, came home, did some manual labor, some firewood splitting. And then now we're at Thursday, put in a 4-mile run today. Back pain has been there ever so slightly. But something new that I'm struggling with this week is I feel like I got shin splints in my right leg. And I believe it's a compensation, most likely, from the left foot. Because the left foot has, been giving me problems. And then so subconsciously I'm starting to change my stride to counteract, the left foot. And now, the right shin is starting to take a beating. So far it's all been pretty manageable. I actually feel better when I get out here and run. Obviously, the first 30 seconds to a minute are uncomfortable. The whole right calf and everything is pretty sore. But then after 2 or 3 minutes, all the pain basically goes away in the right leg. And then today, I didn't have any problems out of the left foot until I was at like 3.8. So, feeling really good. These are problems that the left foot used to be a problem that I would have on a 6-mile week. And, here I am at 19 miles. I'll probably get in about 22 this week. But I'm going to go home, hit some chest, get a good little upper body workout in. And eat some food, because I've been burning calories, brother. I've been eating like a pig, but all day, every day. Gotta go one more. All right, fellas, Friday afternoon. Just finished up a little recovery run for the day. I'm feeling a little beat up from yesterday's run. Calves and like the front of my shins are sore. Yesterday was a big run, and that puts me at like 20 and a half miles or something. I don't really feel like doing math at the moment. But I'm gonna put in another 1.5 miles tomorrow, hopefully, and then hit at least an 8 to 10 mile run on Sunday. This weather out here is perfect. It's like probably upper 50s now, low 60s. There's just like a cool crispiness to the air. And once you get moving, it's just like the perfect temperature. And it's a little cool in the shade, but once you get out here in the sun, you can feel the warmth of the sun. And it's just a nice place to be on a Friday afternoon. Temperatures are dropping, which means good things for deer season, which unfortunately, well, not that, but I already shot my buck, so I'm going for some does now. Probably gonna hunt pretty well all day tomorrow, and just squeeze in a little run at some point. But that's the training week so far. Coming at you guys from the stand this afternoon. It is now Saturday afternoon. I've got in like 21.5 miles this week. I'd planned on running today, but I think that I'm just gonna go ahead and take today off, and then tomorrow we're gonna hit a little 5-mile run with the boys. Usually Sunday is our long run day, but my buddy, one of them has a 50-miler coming up. So he's starting to taper down for the 50-mile race he's got, and so we're just gonna do 5 miles and a little Bible study in the morning. My shins are starting to feel a little beat up. I've been running on blacktop and just more pavement than usual. I actually haven't been on the trail in like a week or two. So I'm just gonna call it at 21.5 miles this week and start off tomorrow with 5 miles, and hopefully try to get in 20 again next week. But I'm out here in a spot that I've never hunted before. There's an old road bed that comes up, and then there's another one that kind of works out that way, and looks like a little deer trail crossing this creek bed. And this creek bed runs up that way, up towards a road where these deer are crossing the road. So I'm hoping I can come back here and catch one before it gets too dark. I love to come out here and just get away from everything. It's so quiet. To be honest with you, I was actually sitting on my phone scrolling through Instagram, and thankfully I've got an algorithm that'll keep me locked in, because I was scrolling through, and then there's like this motivational guy, and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you looking for? Why are you still scrolling? One more video, one more reel." And then by the end of it, he's like, "What you're looking for and like what you want in life is around you." And I was like, "Dude, I come out here to get away from everything." And then I'll pull out my phone and put myself right back into the middle of all of it. So I'm gonna try to spend as little time on my phone for the rest of the hunt as I can, and just appreciate being out here. So catch you next week.